guys, it's Carol, Entourage Nail Gallery. Welcome to my channel. And lately I have been obsessed with kits, okay? And I just got this new kit. Spent my own money for it. Got a receipt right here. Where I spent my own money for this kit. So I am not sponsored by Kiara Sky, but Kiara Sky used to have a different kit than this one, and I procrastinated way too long before I got one. But nonetheless, I got one today, and my husband was very kind to me, and he got me yet another acrylic set. So I'm going to unbox this with you guys. And this one, I did not get it directly from the local beauty supplies Kiara Sky website. My local beauty supply carries Kiara Sky products, and so I was able to go in, and my husband picked this one up for me. Okay, so it's packaged a little differently. It did not come in a box, and it's packaged a little differently than you would package it. Then you would package it if you were getting it in a box. So it probably wouldn't have this tape. I think this is just like a deterrence method, so that no one is busting the packages open and taking elements of the container out. And so we are going to just break through the tape right here. Once again, when yours come, it probably would not arrive to you this way, but anyways, I was able to. Did I get it? I'm sorry guys, but y'all know when I've done unboxing before, my unboxing I'm not even sure how this is. It supposed to slide out? Is this a sleeve? Oh, there's another part over here that is also sealed. I think that's the reason why it's not coming out. I'm trying to be gentle, and I'm using one of my dotting tools to assist me here. Yeah, I think that was the problem. Okay, so guys, so it has a sleeve on the box, and like I said, if you got yours from Kiara Sky directly, it probably would not be sealed on the sides like this one was. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this part to the side, and this is the elements that come in this kit. Plain and simple. You have, in this particular one, it has the Kiara Sky C-Curve nail tip, and I believe on my next go round I will do a set, or maybe I'll do it on this video, a straight set, a square. Yeah, it's almost Halloween time, so I can do a long set with this. All right, so probably put some murals on it or whatever. So it comes with the tips, nicely done. I like that. Before I get to that, you have 3 powders that comes. You have a clear, you have a pure white, and you have this one is called, a bougie beige. All right, so I like it already, guys. We have clear, a pure white, and a bougie beige. So I'm gonna probably be doing a Halloween with bougie beige. Okay, in addition to the 3 powders that it comes with, you got some Kiara Sky nail glue, guys. You cannot go wrong with the Kiara Sky nail glue. It's called Stick It Nail Glue by Kiara Sky. I'm not sure if I've tried Kiara Sky nail glue before, but we're gonna have to try that. Ooh, guys, when I'm testing kits, when the kit comes and I'm testing a kit, I really like to do the powder and the liquid that goes with the kit. And so We have how many ounces is this? 8 fluid ounces of Kiara Sky EMA monomer. And it also comes with a top coat and a primer, non-acid vitamin E primer. So you have your top coat, and I have never met a clear top coat that I wasn't in love with, but we will certainly be trying the Kiara Sky top coat. And of course, no nail set is complete if you're planning on wearing it for any significant amount of time. You need a primer that will help you bond the acrylic product to your natural nail. And one of my favorite parts of any nail surface, whether it's a natural nail or it is a acrylic set, any type of enhancement you put it on the nail. Ooh, and this is the rose scent. Ooh, guys, this smells so good. Since this is not smell-o-vision, you'll have to take my word for it. I meant to read what was on the back of the card, on the back of the box, and I would read that to you in a second. But listen, guys, it comes with its very own 80/80 and 100/100 hand files. Now, I did a video on this before. Ooh, this one is different. I did a video before on hand files, and there was something about the texture that was on the hand files by Kiara Sky that totally grossed me out. Now, for me to say that and have it be a fair statement, guys, listen up very clearly. There is absolutely nothing wrong with the Kiara Sky hand files. I am seriously stimulated by textures, whether it's food texture or something I'm touching and feeling. And the other hand files, I got it in a kit, and ooh, the texture, for me it was like somebody scratching their hands on a chalkboard. And I reached out to the company to find out what was so different about their hand files, and I didn't quite get an explanation, because I guess the lady who answered the phone was not sure why I was asking, but I was asking because I've never felt a texture so different. But these are actually like a regular file, like this one. The textures were not, it felt normal to me. Okay, so thank you, Kiara Sky. I absolutely love the texture on these hand files. If I find one of the old ones that I was talking about, I will show you on another video. But Lord knows, alone knows, I did not like the texture. All right, but absolutely nothing is wrong with it, not that I can tell you anyways, but I did not like the texture on the other ones. So and that's just a me thing. So what I like about this kit, it came with a rectangular 100/100, 2 of them, hand files, and it has a nice little spot right here in the box to store that. And when I purchase kits like these, guys, I tend to keep them together. So each time that I do a video using it, you will see me re-unbox it. But it's just, I think it's just great that it comes in a box that holds everything together. And then there is 2 Half Moon 80/80 hand files with a better texture. Thank you, Kiara Sky. And we also have the Holy Grail brush right here. Now this, I'm quite sure I have to open this from the bottom. Do I have to? I'm gonna just flip this open and hope nothing falls out. So the brush is secured by these little things back here. And y'all know me, if y'all know me at all, I'm about to cut that. Yes, if you guys know anything about me, I am probably gonna cut that. But I think, do I have a Kiara Sky brush? All right, so we're gonna leave that one in there right now, but I promise you guys, I have one that I use. I have one that I use. This one is a number 10, so it's exactly the same one like this, right? You can tell this one is used. I kind of want to leave that one in there since I have a number 10 that is working perfectly fine right now. But that's the same brush, and of course, this one is in the packaging. So it's well put together at the top, but this one is used, so you can tell that it's a used brush, right? And so this is not the first time I'm using Kiara Sky products. I am a fan of their product, but this is the first kit of this nature. When I purchased this one, I purchased it as a single item, okay? But I wanted to flip this over and show you guys something else. On the back, it has, of course, you can scan the QR codes back here and find instructions on how to do a set. But this one says, everything you love about Kiara Sky's acrylic system and accessories all in one kit. And they did not lie, they delivered it all in one kit. Achieve the set you've been aiming for with the best-selling EMA monomer, handcrafted crystal acrylic brush, and 3 shades of self-leveling flawless finish all in one powder. Absolutely love it. Designed by Kiara Sky's educators, this acrylic kit hits every wish on the nail pros list, including a full case of C-curve nails, yes it does, glue, and full-size bottles of acrylic primer and top coat essential. But what about files and cuticle oil? We got that, or we got you. That's included too. The holy grail of acrylic kit is here. I thought that was pretty damn cool when I saw that, when I read it. It has some prep instructions. Of course, this is the absolute most basic prep instructions, application instructions, shaping instructions, top coat and finish instructions, okay? But I thought this was a pretty cool kit. And on the last video I put out, I did this nail. I was going to my cousin's son baby blessing. So stay tuned, and we will open up this kit and use it for my next step. All right, hang tight, guys. So just to be transparent, guys, like I said, I'm gonna be doing a set using my Kiara Sky kit. We are not going to be using the brush that is in there. We're going to use the one that I already have open and using. So please forgive me for doing that. But I promise you it's identically the same thing. As well as some of the elements that I'm going to be using did not come with the quick kit. For instance, I'm going to be using a nail clipper to cut the nails down. I will also be using a Melody Susie e-file, and I'm going to be using a bit that removes bulk. This is not part of the Kiara Sky kit, but this is part of my private collection, and this one doesn't have a brand name on it. But if you have a Kiara Sky one, feel free, by all means, go ahead and use it. But just so that you are, I'm being transparent, we are going to be doing the nail set with this kit, but there are going to be some elements that does not belong in this kit, okay? I do not have a promo code because, like I said, I'm not sponsored. However, I can link where you can find this directly on the Kiara Sky website. All right, so we're going to put the kit to the side, all the other stuff that we're not going to be using right now, and I'm going to show you. I'm only going to be doing my left hand, and I'm going to be showing you all the things that I'm going to do to get ready for to do a first set. So I'm going to start by flipping my hand over and using a straight edge I'm using a straight edge nail clipper, and I'm gonna pinch the end of the nail like so, and it will break the nail off right above my natural nail, just like that. And what I'm doing here right now, guys, is I am removing the part that I do not want to waste. I do not want to waste, couldn't get that out for a second. I didn't want to waste acetone on all that bulky tips that, to soaking it off, it will take time and it's a waste of the product. So I clip the tips off, get rid of that, file down the bulk, and then soak it in acetone. Alrighty, so we get them down as close as I am willing to go. And then I'm gonna bring in my Melody Susie. Now, guys, Kiara Sky does carry their own e-file. I don't happen to have one. Do I? Yes, I do have a Kiara Sky e-file. It's just not. How could I forget that? I don't think I have it with me where I'm at right now. So we're gonna go with what we got. All right? Next time, I promise I will. So, like I said, we are gonna go ahead and remove the bulk. And I have a towel here that I flip over like so, so I can collect all my I am going to go ahead and turn this on, and we're going to start removing the bulk. Don't forget, guys, to put on a face mask. This will cut through This will cut through the gel and the acrylic all in one. So I don't remove the gel and then remove the acrylic. I just go for it all in one. You can choose to do it anyhow you feel like it, okay? So I wasn't about to torture you through listening to the grinding of my e-file. Some of you know I have a thing with texture in feel, and I guess I'm having a thing with texture in sound. But it's not necessary for you to listen to me grind a nail. I just want you to know that that's what I do. And right now, because there's a layer of clay, I'm sorry, under the blue acrylic or the ombre acrylic I have on this particular set, I can pretty much file down to remove the bulk. And in this case where we have a highly pigmented powder, the blue would have taken quite some time to e-file off. Not e-file off, to soak off, sorry. Rather. And so I am removing with the bulk removing bits as much of that bulk as I can. And then we're going to go back and soak when it's down to the clay, and the clay was just so much easier to soak off than the pigmented powder. Take your time with this process, guy. You do have to increase the power of the e-file. Make sure you're stabilizing your hand. Make sure your eyes are on your finger or your guest finger, because the coarse bit can and will cut you, and it makes you look really unprofessional if you're cutting your guest just to remove bulk. You know, it's actually a little bit shameful if that's what you're doing. And remember, they're paying you, they're not trying for you to hurt them. So be careful with the process. Make sure you're comfortable with your e-file, and you will be just fine. I'm not one to scare you into not doing it. I'm just here to caution you that it has the potential of cutting if you're not stable and steady in the hands. And so we are here just boring stuff. We are removing the bulk, and pretty soon I will be ready and comfortable enough to soak them in some acetone so that we break it down and we have a new canvas to work on. All right, so enjoy. What I forgot to tell you is that on this one, I am running the e-file about 16,000 RPMs, and that's a pretty good click, which will allow you to remove bulk. If it's too slow, it might not remove as quickly as possible, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I'm giving myself a quick little brush down, get rid of all the little flying particles, and my nail is ready for soaking. Right here, I'm inspecting them to make sure that they were thin enough. I am looking on the bottom. So now when I look at it from the bottom, I realized that there was some acrylic that needed to be removed. So I'm just clipping them away. Still preserving my natural nail. The reason why I'm not clipping my natural nail along with the acrylic is because the acrylic is harder and stronger than my natural nail, and I would hate to clip it and have it split my natural nail. So any little excess around the nail that you can remove that is not part of your natural nail, you can go ahead and do that. If you are not concerned about it and you know you can do it without hurting yourself, then go ahead by all means, yourself or your guests. But I prefer to do it this way. Now, I have a little bowl here. I got it at a dollar store. If you intend to eat out of this bowl, I would not suggest that you use it for soaking off your nails and then putting it back in your kitchen cabinet. So we're going to use this 100% for soaking the nails off. I'm using acetone, 100% acetone, and I'm going to fill up the reservoir as much as I need to cover my nail, and then put my hands in there, and I am going to cover using the upper layer of the towel that I have on my table. That way you don't inhale the fumes. If you and or your guests enjoy the smell of acetone, by all means, you don't have to cover the hands, but I do it because I don't want to smell the acetone. Right? And as soon as the soaking off is over, I will come back and show you where we are. So here I am. I finished the soak off, and I have a little bit of residue left on my hands. And so I am using a little bit more acetone with a lint-free wipe, and I am wiping away the excess that is on my hands. Right? I'm opting not to wash my hand right now, simply because I am going to put another set right down. I clean with acetone. It's clean. There's no body oils there. But at some point, I'm going to put the nail polish down so that making this a pop-off set. So you will not be seeing me doing a prep on this nail set, but that's what I'm doing. I also clipped a little bit of the free edge off because I find that when I leave the free edge on, it does not allow me to stick the tip and seal the tip to the nail, okay? I am using what is this one called? Out the Door. I picked this one up at Sally's, and I'm quite sure you can find them at Sally's as well. I am almost certain that that's where I got it. I've had it for a while, and I bought several bottles at the time I bought it, so I did not go back into the store, so just in case I couldn't find them, and I stored them in a low dry place. So I'm fairly certain I got them at Sally's. And I would have to look that up. And if it is, and I find it on Sally's, I would link it in the description box. So I'm just giving it a quick polish. And then I'm going to dry it for about 60 seconds. And then I'm going to put another coat on there. And we will get ready. That would be the prep for this particular set. And we will get ready to present the kit actually working. I love this stuff. The bottle I like the size of the bottle. When I put it down, it does not fall over. It's an unusual size bottle. I usually don't have, what do you call it? I like the rubber base that you can actually put your regular size nail polish bottles in. But this is on the usual side. It's a little bit top heavy. I like it. It allows it to stand and not easily knocked over. So here it is. I'm applying the second coat, and we're going to let that dry. And then, like I said, we'll get back to using the kits on this one. I'm excited, guys. I have been lately obsessed with using companies' kits, using all the elements. So if you have a breakdown in the system, you can actually kind of figure out, if you use all the parts, why am I having a breakdown in the system? So here we are with the kit again that we did a presentation earlier on in the video. Guys, y'all know I didn't have much time in the sandbox. I can't open packages. It's all good. But we're going to dive deep into testing the Kiara Sky kit. And I'm just making sure that the nail polish is completely dried and I'm ready to go. So we have the square triple X set. And since we're using it for the first time, it comes with a little bit of tape to keep the lid from opening and keep the tips secure in the container. So you can hold on to that or throw it away. I discard mine. And at this point, I'm going to select the tips that I'm using. And this is only going to be a left hand presentation. Look at those bad boys, how beautiful. Yes, so it's going to be a left hand presentation. I have never worn them this long before. And so we're going to try these bad boys. Just making sure my tips are dry. And we, of course, are looking for them to fit sidewall to sidewall. And this is the very first time I'm working with Kiara Sky tips, so I have no clue. I have to literally test them for size. I like the way you can open the container and leave it sitting inside the box. And I intend to store this one with everything in it just the way it is. Right, and so now I am undoing the monomer. And I am pouring it into a little dapping dish. And this one came open without a one of those little seal things. I was quite surprised about that, but nonetheless, here we are. And it doesn't have a stopper, but it didn't leak in the container, so I don't see why it should leak now. And so we are going to be using, it came with bougie beige, a clear, and a white. And the Kiara Sky nail glue. Stick it. And guys, this is really, really exciting. It has a little tab on the top that you pinch off to open the container. I thought that was pretty cool. So if you don't have something to poke it or cut the tip off, it will work just fine. So I love it. I am looking for these tips to fit sidewall to sidewall. You can pinch and expand the video so you can see, that it's fitting sidewall to sidewall. And I think I like this one. We're going to put a little bit of glue. And now I'm putting a little bit more than I would normally put, simply because there's nail polish on my nails. And I wanted to make sure that it stick to the surface of my nail. So, yep, put your hand in front of the camera, Carol. And I am also going to be using some Hurry Up spray. Once again, because I have some nail polish on my finger. We kind of really wanted to make sure that it hold like the Hoover Dam. Once again, we're looking for a fit sidewall to sidewall. I'm a little bit heavy-handed on the glue here, but we know why. A little bit more Hurry Up spray. I love that stuff. I'm checking to make sure that they're straight. And guys, do not judge me, but this was a very, very, first time I did a triple X nail on myself. And I wear long nails, but these were long. I wore it for a day and a half. Ain't nothing I can do. But I was really excited about it. I definitely think when we are going, my husband and I go on our cruise, we will make sure that I can wear my nails that long, but for everyday use, I can't. And so we're just moving right along with the adding of the enhancements to my natural nail. Beautiful. Pinch of hurry up. And I always forget to do the thumb. Not today. Straight on, sidewall to sidewall. Beauteous. A little bit of hurry up spray, and we good. All right, so we got the tips on. We're gonna secure the glue. Yeah. And now it's time for us to do some work. So like I said, the kit comes with a crystal clear brush, acrylic Kolinsky brush, size 10. I already had a size 10 open, so I chose not to open the one in the kit, but I promise you it's identical and it's the same thing. So right now we are going for the clear and the bougie beige. All right. If you haven't experienced Kiara Sky product, I highly recommend it. And today's top napkin of choice would be the shop cloth, and I'm using 1 ply and fold it in 4. So I overfilled the reservoir. So I couldn't burp the brush the way I wanted to, and I wasn't about to spill the product just to lower how much product was in there. So there we go. And now we're going to do a pinch of clear. Oops, there is a floater in the product. Alrighty, we got it. Not sure where that came from, but it could be from the packaging. Alrighty, so we're gonna put a pinch of clear down. So let me tell you from the jump what I think about what's happening right here. This kit came with a size 10 brush. I personally own a size 10, a 12, a 14, and a 16. I could have chosen to use a 16, a 12, right? Or 14. But I wanted to use the size 10 that came with the kit. When you start picking up the beads for the length of the nail, I felt like a size 16 brush or a size 12 or even a 14. Anything other than a 10 would have been absolutely perfect because I had to dip so many times I couldn't get a big enough bead. But as far as the performance of the brush was concerned, it was it was fine. So if you're using a size 10 brush, it will obviously pick up less product than if you use a 14, 16, or 18. Okay? Would you wear your nails this long, guys? And if you do, no judgment zone here. If you do, when is this an everyday look for you, or is this a special occasion? Like if you're going on vacation and you know you're not going to be making your own bed or cooking for yourself or whatever. Would you wear something like this? Consider wearing it. And since this is a pop off method, it's very important for me to keep the side walls and the cuticle area clear so when it's time to pop it off, I can pop it off. Right about here, I'm feeling myself and I ain't even do nothing yet. So we're going to put the clear to the side. And I am going to get some bushy beige. And here is where you're going to see me struggle a little bit with getting enough powder on the nail because the nails are long and the brush only picks up at so much. I'm holding it for a few seconds so that it does what it do on the brush. So I put this first bead down. I felt like I held it a little bit too long. So by the time I put it down, it wasn't moving as much as I would have liked it to. But that's not the product fault, that's my fault. I clean my brush, dip it in the monomer, wipe it off, pick up some products. I'm waiting for the product to solidify. And with every stroke I take, the product in the container is going down. Pretty soon I'll be able to rest my brush in there. So I put a bead down and I'm pulling it forward. Pick up a next one, clean my brush off, dip it in the monomer, pick up another bead. At this point, guys, I'm totally in love. I'm having a good time. You can actually see how smooth the product is going down. So I pick up another bead. I put it now where the nail, my natural nail and the enhancement meet, and I am joining them together right there. And as you can see, when I wipe my brush off, there isn't much product on the napkin because if you let it solidify, you put it down, it should release completely off of your brush. I clean up, I dip it in the monomer, I pick up another bead, but this time it's a smaller one because I'm just filling in the back. All right, I'm being careful not to flood the cuticle and the sidewall. Once again, we're going to pop these off, so I need it to be fairly smooth and fairly clean. If you ever practice a pop-off method and it's touching the skin, you're going to realize that that's not the easiest nail to pop off. Okay. And then on these, I do encapsulate them. It's not necessary. It's just something I do because I do a lot of encapsulation. Even though I will not be encapsulating on this set, I do a lot of encapsulation, and out of habit, I do encapsulate. So because this is a long nail, you are going to use more than 3 beads. Use as many as you need to cover the surface, especially since this kit came with a size 10. Especially since this kit came with a size 10 Kolinsky brush. Right now, something I wanted to say about acrylic. If you are using one particular brand, you really become a master at that brand. Anytime you switch brands, there is a way each one of those products perform based on formulation. What I mean by that is each one of them has a little nuance to them that you have to do to figure out the best way to put the product down. The rules are the same, but some of them might need a little bit more liquid, a little less hold time. In this case, I am using Kiara Sky powder and liquid. And it wasn't until like I got to the third or fourth nail that I actually started feeling comfortable with, yeah, I had the right liquid to powder ratio, and that I was loving the powder as much as it was loving me. Okay, so we are moving forward on this nail. I'm just making sure that the acrylic is not overlapping and that I have an even flow of the powder. So now I'm going to move on to the next nail. I clean off my brush, dip it in the monomer. I pick up a bead. This time, you can see that bead when I put it down, it's a little bit more workable than the first bead that I put down on the thumb. And that's because I held it for just a little bit less than I did on that first bead I put down. So I'm beginning to get, okay, this powder needs this much time. And since, like I said, we are using the monomer and the powder that goes with this system, I had to figure out how long I should hold it, even after it was, and in this case, I think it was sort of like semi-solidified. Like I saw the gloss over. As soon as I see the gloss over, I put it down. Okay, see me holding it? As soon as I see it, I put it down. You don't need to rush that process either. You just need it to be to the point where you have that much control where when you put the bead down, it's standing right where you put it. Clean up the sides, make sure that when I'm ready to pop it off, it will come off. Now, so far for the quality of the brush, let's do a little inventory on the elements of the kit so far. The powder, we loving it. The brush, we loving it. And the monomer is working the way it's supposed to with the powder because it's part of the system, right? So far, we are loving this kit. And minus your e-file and probably a nail clipper, everything came with this kit. All right? And as you guys know, I don't do too many straight nails. Ever so often, I'll throw one at you. And then make it worse, I don't do the length this long on straight. So I was just like, wow, girl, So I put a bead down and I'm pulling it reverse, pulling it on backwards. That's a blending move I'm making here. Now, as I'm looking at these nails, as I'm doing the voiceover, some people, when you put the tips on before you start laying your acrylic, will cut the sides and the bottom, the sides of the nail. I don't necessarily do that when I do it on myself, simply because I would be able to do my left hand, but I can't do my right hand, and I can e-file it off just as easily. So if that's a step that you do that I skipped on this go round, I do get to it. I just don't do it prior to putting the acrylic down. While that one is drying, I clean my brush, dip it in the monomer, and I put a bead down sort of like center of the enhancement. Clean off the brush, dip it in the monomer. Here, I'm trying to pick up as large a bead as I could with a size 10 brush. Clean off the brush, dip it in the monomer, pick up the powder. I'm trying, guys, to get as much, but a size 10 brush is only going to give you, but you could only pick up but so much with it based on how much liquid is in the brush. So if I had one critique so far of this particular kit, I would say if you packing a kit with nails that are this long, you will probably need to change the size of the brush to match. Of course, it's going to make the kit a little bit more expensive than it was. And I think that's the purpose of them. I mean, when you were, they were the company, I'm assuming this, guys, when the company was putting it together, they were keeping the price in mind. And I really do appreciate that. I'm just saying it as a general comment that when I'm doing longer nails, I would have preferred a bigger brush. And I do have one. It's just that I wanted to use, if I'm going to be reviewing the kits, I wanted to make sure that I use the elements of that particular kit. All right. So the next go round, I would probably use my larger brush to do this job, simply because I'm a little bit impatient and I wanted more product than the size 10 brush was giving me. In the comment section, please drop a line on what size brush you like to use, and let me know what size you like and why. And I know this is way, way, way into the video. It's a little bit late. If you're still here with me and you haven't done so just yet, please like and subscribe, and please share with a friend. Yeah, let's help grow this channel. So right now I'm trying a different method here. So I put the bead down where the nail enhancement and my natural nail meet. That was another thing. I was experimenting with this set along the way as I go along for the best way to lay this nail set the length it is. I'm using lighter strokes over the top and just floating the product down. I'm going to the back, fill in the cuticle section, police up my product that's trying to run away. Clean off the brush, dip it in the money, squeeze some of the liquid out, and pick up a bead, put it down, and start working it forward. Also, guys, I wanted you to notice that I am using a smaller dapping dish. I have multiple dapping dishes, and I'm choosing to use a smaller one because I actually wanted this product to be used up with this set that I'm doing, and I wanted it to be used up with the set that I'm doing, and I'm also measuring product. Guys, I don't know if you notice right now the economy kind of suck, and you don't want to be wasting product. So if you have to charge extra for your client, there's got to be a way for you to measure the product. So I'm estimating the amount of product I would use if I was doing a regular set, and if I use up all that monomer and I have to add more monomer, you make sure you compensate for the product that you're using. Just saying, if you want to continue using quality products, you might want to consider being compensated yourself for the things that you're doing. At last, we on the pinky finger. So we put a bead down. Take control of this bead. That's listing to the side. And I also keep forgetting on my videos. I have to remember on the next one to show the underside of the nail that they're clean when I put the acrylic down. All right, there's nothing on the bottom no spillage on the bottom. And if you do get some spillage, you clean that bad boy up. I guess you can go back and clean it up after it's dry, but I prefer to do it when it's wet. So I put another bead down. Making sure that no product is going on the bottom. Clean the brush, dip it in the monomer, pick up some powder, and I place it to the back where I'm going to push it down to the cuticles. Pull it forward. So I noticed a little spot right on the side right there. And so when you're doing your nails yourself, you want to make sure you tilt in your hand so you can see the product from all the way around your 360-degree view. Yeah, those nails were long. I ain't gonna tell no lie. Those bad boys were long. So now I'm going for the cleanup. I'm sorry, the encapsulation. And I'm using the clay that came with the kit. So now if you have any lumps and bumps on your nails, This is a perfect time if you are going to encapsulate that if you had problems controlling your pigmented powder, that you can just smooth over with your clear, and all's well that ends well. And you can see, you gotta get a little sneak peek underneath the nails, even though I'm not actually showing under the nail. When I tilt my hand like this, you can see that the underneath part is pretty smooth. For those of you who need to see that. And this is pretty boring stuff, guys. Um, Total encapsulation, especially since I don't have any gems or, you know, I'm not encapsulating anything underneath there. Oh, I wish I had pulled my hands back a little bit more so you can see the underneath. Yeah, at this point I would have been encapsulating either some butterflies or some stars or something. But you don't have to have something to encapsulate. You encapsulate in the powder. But you can tell already when you have a pretty decent lay of the acrylic. And let me tell you guys, this is indeed a product review. This product went down nice and smooth. I feel like if you are a beginner and you are learning to lay acrylic, that this is so user friendly, as well as for an expert, it's great powder to just go in there and get the job done. And when you're doing this where you have back to back to back clients, you kind of want the product to be so user friendly, whether you're expert or you are a beginner, that it just does what you want it to do. Very nice. I don't have a Kiara Sky zapping dish. And now that I am doing the kit stuff, I am going to order a zapping dish, and I really need a new e-file so that I would love to make a video where the entire video, everything was done with Kiara Sky elements, products, tools. Would you like to see something like that? Yeah, I would like to do one. Right here, I'm just going for smooth, guys. I just really want the nail smooth. Clean the brush into the liquid. And okay, so if you look into the reservoir of the dapping dish, you would see how much product I use, right? So I pretty much allot a certain amount of monomer, and I only did my left hand here, so it's a little bit less than half in there. So chances are, if I was actually doing this on a guest, I would be looking for, okay, we've used a lot of monomer. Not part of a review for Kiara Sky, but I'm just letting you know that, yeah, if you're consuming product, just be aware. All right, so now we are to the end of me laying. I'm just encapsulating the pinky nail here. Thus far, I love Kiara Sky product. The monomer, the powder, the brush, everything worked well together. And I would say, as a recommendation, I would thus far use this kit again. Okay, make sure your brush is clean. Has a little bit of product on it, and I worked on that. So I put the monomer to the side. And I am cleaning up and making sure that I have enough space for me to do my hand filing. And once again, that was the Bougie Beige and encapsulated with clear. All right, now here comes the exciting part. It's time to hand file these bad boys. So, like we said, the Kiara Sky kit came with um, 2 rectangular files and 2 half moon files. Now, guys, I gotta warn you. I did a video before and it was a different kit. It was a holiday kit I purchased last year. I'm testing to make sure it's dry. It was a holiday kit I purchased last year, and it came with 2 Kiara Sky rectangular files, and I wasn't, I did not like the texture of the file. Personally, I did not like it. If you're not triggered by textures, it probably would have worked fine for you. When I did the video, I had a couple of people responded that, yeah, the file was different than any other file I've ever had before, but I guess they wasn't as bothered by it like I was. So when I opened this kit, this file felt different than the other one. And so I was like, okay, thank you, Kiara Sky. You changed the hand file, and I was not so much triggered by the texture of the file anymore. However, when I was filing with this one, I wasn't sure for the effort that I was putting out on the file that I was getting the results that I needed. And I'm just being honest about how I felt about this file. I'm not bad mouthing the company. I'm just letting you know that there is just still something about the texture of the file, what the file is made with, that I am just not feeling this file. So, I'm filing the top, making sure I get it nice and flat. So let's do this. The file fits nicely in my hand. I have big hands. The file fit nicely. So at this point, I abandoned the half moon to try the rectangular hand file. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, is it removing any product? Is it shaping? And I wasn't sure. I guess it is removing, but at some point you're gonna see me abandon both those files. And sorry, guys, I had to use a different hand file. So if I have any negative critiques to make about the kit, is from the jump I have been not feeling the Kiara Sky hand files. I am quite sure they have some type of an advanced technology. I will try reaching out to them one more time to see if they can just give me any insights on Or maybe I should put a pair of glove on or something when I'm using it, because yeah, you see me feeling it. It's like I don't know. Like I'm pushing down really hard, and it is removing. I can, now that I'm looking at the video, I can see where I'm sorry guys, I got frustrated and I went for a not polish one. Okay, I'm sorry for saying that word, but on this video, but I did. And you can see it's a not polish on file. So I'm trying to figure out what the difference is on the file that is so different that it's bothering me. Like I really couldn't finish the job with it. Yeah, so not polish it is. Okay. So, and once again, this is just the only element that I'm adding other than the nail clipper and the e-file and the bits. That is not Kiara Sky. So you can just tell I'm working now with confidence on hand filing this nail. And for the most part, I wanted to hand file because um the kit is just a kit for a complete kit, but it doesn't have an e-file in it, and most kits doesn't come with one unless you purchase it in bulk, like you do in um a haul or something. You will buy one, but I wanted to do as much work with the what came in the kit as humanly possible. So I'm looking at the nail in multiple directions because I'm looking for proportion to everything: my hands, the nail, the length, the whether or not I'm getting it nice and smooth. I'm squaring off the tip right here. And I'm going from the bottom, and the part that most people would have cut out, I am filing it out when I file from the bottom. I'm going across to make sure the surface is even all the way, because the hand file is broader than the sanding man or your bits, and because we look working on such a large surface, when I go across the top, I'm doing so to make sure that I get huge surfaces evenly. Yes, like that. And as long as you're not seeing any grayed out spot, the surface is pretty much smooth. Or I should say even with no bumps. You'll see me struggling to figure out what to do with those fingers because the nails are so long, but I'm loving it. So my husband and I plan on going on a cruise, and this will definitely be cruise length. So I have to practice doing them. As you can see, as I'm hitting the surface, I mean this file is removing product. Okay? I'm struggling, guys. Those of you who do really long nails, you know what I'm talking about. That struggle to where to put my fingers. I will eventually come in with a e-file because going around the cuticles I needed to take the cuticle down some, and so at some point we will e-file. I also wanted to say one of the Kiara Sky files was an 80/80 and one was a 100/100. I used both of them. And I still felt like the 80/80 that just did not deliver for me what I wanted it to, the power that I wanted to. If some of you are lovers of the Kiara Sky hand file, drop some love in the comment section about what you feel about it. I am just not, the texture for me is just a little bit off, but I want some of y'all to drop some love if that's the way you feel about it. If you don't like it, you can say that too, but it's a texture thing for me. And if you don't like it, tell me why. Like everybody know, for me, I don't like the texture of that particular file. If you have a different reason why you like it or dislike it, let me know. Maybe we can get Kiara Sky to give us a different one. After all, if we don't say what we like or dislike, if everything is peaches and cream, you know, they never know if we like the products or not. But the file for me is my Achilles heel, my kryptonite. All right. So here we go. We are working out these nails, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about the product being easy to file, all things being equal. I am using a different file, but I am now filing the product, and it's very user friendly to file it. And I am now on another nail, and once again I'm working it out from the bottom, and I'm inspecting for them for similarities. I want them to be the same, so I'm going on the bottom, taking out that hang that happens on the bottom of the nail. So if you look at the thumb, I got a nice straight line going on there. You kind of want to, that's what I'm looking for on all of them, a straight line from the back of the nail forward. I'm inspecting them from all sides to see where I need to go. I'm not just filing arbitrarily. I'm filing with a purpose. And I am concentrating literally on the back of the nail because I want that to come into proportion with everything else. Ooh, I got stuck in my jewelry. Thank you, baby. Oh, I have a little charm on my bracelet for autism, and it got caught up in my ring. I didn't want him to pop the stone out. But anyways, we are working on getting the back in proportion to like a straight line to the front. And I'm straightening from the bottom. And you can literally see the shape coming into place. Now, if you don't have a good hand filing game, guys, I say it all the time. If you don't have a good hand filing game, you probably don't have a good hand file. You probably don't have a good looking set. Now, some people can do it without a good hand filing game, but I'm just letting you know if you need hand filing skills. And now we are on the pinky, and you can probably see they all looking fairly straight. Going over the top. looking for any grayed out spots that I may have that would suggest lumpy nails. And if you don't see it, then I don't see it either. Yes, indeed. So we are pretty much okay now with the hand filing. Removing the bit that was the bulk bit we used take the to take the bulk off of the nail, and now we are replacing it with a. This is a fine bit. Now that little yellow thing that you see on the behind the e-file, the tip, the bit, it's in the wrong position. That's supposed to be closer down to the machine itself. And at some point you're gonna see me push it down. And the reason I did that, it's rotating with the bit, and it actually dug into my work a little bit. So we want to just be careful with that little yellow. It's just like a little dust cover so that you're not getting dust inside the machine. And mine was kind of in the up position, and I started working with it until it put a nick in the acrylic, the hardened acrylic. Even though it's plastic, it will do that. So I'm going around the cuticles, and you can literally see the separation between the cuticle, my nail, and the enhancements. I'm removing some bulk from the back. And this is getting me a little bit closer than the hand file ever would get you. I know I cheated you a little bit right there in what you can see, but and slightly off camera, I decided to leave that in because you can actually still almost bend your eyes around the corner and see what I'm doing, but we will try to keep my hands on camera as much as I can. So right here, I am looking for my buffing tool, and I always like to have two handy. So this one I'm using is the buffing file, and then the other one is a square or rectangle. And of course, it has the both sides, the 80 and the 100 sides. And this is beginning to give you a smooth that is just like unbelievable. I am over obsessed with the smooth parts. Like you guys know, texture is my thing. So when I am buffing, I don't think you can over buff. Maybe you could, maybe you can't. I don't know, but I don't think you can. And love to go for that smooth, and I don't want to see any scratch marks on my work, so I have the hand filing buffer, and I also will buff with the rectangle, and I also have a buffing block that mixed with, I call it my chamois buffer. I love that stuff. The absolute smoothness that it gives you. I'm feeling it. My hands and eyes can work together when you feel it to see if there is any rough spots that you may miss. Visually, you can get it texturally when you touch it with your hands. So on this video, I was very careful to caption the video so that it's closer to my hands. But if you need to get even closer, feel free to pinch and expand the video. Get in there. Find the information that you're looking for. Kiara Sky, you delivered on this product. And here we go in with the buffer. I'm starting with the roughest side. I don't know about you guys. When I get my nails done long, and like I said, I only wore this one for a day and a half. When I get my nails done and they're long and they're beautiful and they're perfect, you can't tell me nothing. It changes my whole attitude. My hands are doing things that it doesn't normally do. And on this set, I felt like it should have been one that I could have worn for a longer period of time. But I had to go back to reality, y'all. See how smooth on the bottom looks? At this point, I washed my hand and I'm using some paper towel just to dry it up. And we are getting ready to go into the top coat. And we're going to look and see how the top coat is doing. Make sure it's nice and dry. You don't want any water. And you want to dry, yeah, on the bottom. You know, those are really long nails. So you want to get in there and make sure it's dry. Usually, guys, I would do a cuticle oil before I wash my hands. You missed that on this video. I apologize for that, but y'all know my style. Alrighty. Got rid of those, and now we are going to bring in the clear top coat. So we're going to open this up. Remove some product off of the brush. Just enough to work so you're not overflowing. You're not overflowing and having drips on the sides and stuff like that. Make sure you get it down the side. And we're going to do all 5 nails. All 5 of them. Making sure we get them nice and smooth on the sides. And I love the bougie beige. It's part of, I would say it has nude elements to it, and I love it. It blended well with my skin tone, and I feel like it would blend well with a lot of other skin tones. For instance, if you're lighter than me, it may present a little darker on your hands, but I think it was so beautiful. I'm removing the excess that may come down on the side that could change the shape of your nail. And then we're going to go into the lamp. And this is also not a Kiara Sky lamp. This is an OPI lamp I'm using at this point. And we're going to go into the lamp for 60 seconds. I am yet to get a Kiara Sky lamp, but yes, we're going to go in for 60 seconds. As you can see, it went from 53 to 2 seconds. I didn't think you need to see the whole 60 seconds, guys. Come on now. Okay, we're going to do a second coat of that because I believe a second coat of clay makes the nails shine really brilliantly. You don't have to do that step, but I love to do it. And so that's what I'm doing right here. And we just polishing, like I said, the second time for shine. It's optional. You do that if you want to, but you can definitely tell there's a brilliance that is on the nail on the second go round. Let me know if that's an option you have tried, will try. Do you think it's necessary? Do you think it's unnecessary? All right, we're going to clean up the sides. We want to make sure it's not changing the shape of the nail. And I had a whole section here that we missed. We're going to go in for 60 seconds. And here we are again at the 2, 3, 2, 1 countdown. 60 seconds is over. I didn't think it was necessary for you to watch the whole 60 seconds. That's literally watching paint dry. And then there we have it. So now we are from the kit. We are going to be using the Rose Fragrance Cuticle Oil. Y'all know my cuticle oil comes with a little dropper, and so anyone that comes with a dropper, I love it. I love the convenience of being able to pick up the cuticle oil and distribute as much as I wanted. My husband just had to get his hand in there. Yo, I need to find a hobby for him to do. Yes, honey, I see your hand. I see it. Yeah, so I'm massaging the oil in. I don't even know what he's doing, but he sure know he got his hand in my video. Say hi to my boo, y'all. What are you doing, dude? Okay. What do you guys think? I found a little imperfection on the pinky that I'm working out. Right? So, okay, so let's wrap this up on the kit. I absolutely loved the Kiara Sky Kit. It has everything that you need to complete a set. Minus an e-file. You don't need an e-file to complete a set. They're a very convenient tool, but we had the tips. We had 3 powders. We had the primer, the top coat, the cuticle oil, and we had 2 rectangular files, 2 half moon files, and we also had a size 10 Kolinsky brush and 2 nail glues. You cannot go wrong on this. All the elements work well together. I absolutely love the packaging, the presentation. You had 8 ounces, y'all, of Kiara Sky monomer. That alone was worth purchasing this kit for me. As you guys know, I don't do too well with the Kiara Sky hand files, but I would not make that deter anyone from purchasing the kit and trying it themselves. Link in the description box. I will direct you directly to the company's website to purchase this kit. And if I was supposed to rate this kit, I will give it an A. Quality products. The only reason why I didn't give it an A plus, guys, you know the texture of those files worked me. Would I use it? Would I try to use it? Yes, I would. The next time I try to use them, I will put some gloves on, because as long as I'm not touching them, I think I'll be okay with them. Thank you, Kiara Sky. This is an amazing box set, and I would highly recommend anyone who's looking for a complete set, if you're in the market for one, that the Kiara Sky is an absolute must purchase. All right? So, y'all have fun. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.